what would you do as governor to safeguard the Great Lakes?
Well, there's a lot of facets to that. First is invasive species, and we have to be aggressive on this. And what I like about the approach that we've taken so far is to bring all of our partners in with us. That's the thing about the Great Lakes, is that even though 4 out of 5 Great Lakes prefer Michigan, we do share borders with other states and provinces. So if we don't have everybody on board with what the practices are, then our greatest natural resource is at risk. So in cases like the Brandon Road locks, this is an area where it's been the Army Corps of Engineers has been frustratingly slow, and not treated as urgent as what it ought to be. And there is a lot of the shippers and everything there in the other states that don't have as much at stake as us, I guess. We're in the way of that. But then getting the Great Lakes governors and premiers together and reconvening that group, it was the basis for those relationships and the discussions on how do we best protect our Great Lakes. And we are finally seeing some progress there. We actually put in the budget this year some resources to support pushing that project, and we're getting more states and cities and provinces on board with what needs to happen. So invasive species is one really important area. Another is closing down decommissioning Line 5, and that absolutely needs to happen. The main risk that was identified in the report was an anchor strike, and people wondered, well, I mean, who's going to drag an anchor through that area, or why would they? And then it happened, right? And thankfully, it was a strike and not a hook, and who knows what would have or could have happened. But what are the feasible alternatives? And you still have to move the fuel, and moving it by truck. That's worse, right? There are more risks involved with that as opposed to a pipeline. But we decided to go from there to studying the feasibility of different options. And you can actually tunnel a line far beneath, maybe 75 feet below the bed of the lake. And having a tunnel that you can walk through and do visual inspections on the outside and the inside of the pipe at the same time, I think is a very logical approach. And so that's what I'd like to see happen in the future, and what I absolutely will push for as governor.
Hassan?
How do you intend to combat water contamination caused by industrial chemical spills like PFAS?
Well, first of all, having standards in the first place is really important. So and we were surprised to learn that there really wasn't a federal standard on PFAS. There were suggestions. And so by rule, we established a standard so that we would have something to even enforce in the first place. But PFAS is a good example of an issue where the main contaminants or problems are things that happened in the past, and they're being recognized or realized now. And so we have to be very aggressive. But we're developing the science. We're part of developing the science around this in the first place. Surprisingly little has been done around the country, even though this is a problem all over the country, and everything from military bases to like Scotch Guard operations that use that type of material, and that's and so standing up testing facilities and identifying what the extent of the problem is the chief or the first step. And then in terms of how to fix it going forward, really there are only 3 states that are actively engaged or working on this, including Michigan. But I expect that this is going to be a big national issue. This will be something that other states wake up to, and it is my hope that working together we can find a better path forward.